right, it's 6:30, so I will call the meeting to order. First item is to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Seconded.
Motion's been made and seconded to adopt tonight's agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Agenda passes. Item 3, approve the minutes from the August 12th, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion?
Nope, they look good.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And the minutes are approved. Item 4, park financial information. Nate, you want to give us your summary?
So far, as you see on the printout there, we haven't taken anything out of either fund, but we did purchase the zip line that has been installed out here. We just have to hook the cable on, and that'll go on hopefully tomorrow. Turned out, I think it's gonna be pretty nice. We had to buy some wood chips for it, and the edging we had in place already, so it'll be about 22,000 will come out of the park capital fund. So that'll be around $153,000 balance in there. We still have a little bit more, a few items to purchase for this year, but looking at maybe doing the pad for the pickleball out in East Booster West yet, still this fall, if we can squeeze it in. But nothing in the park acquisition and development fund.
You said that pickleball would come out of that capital fund?
Yes, yep. That's
Can I
what-
just say, people are beyond excited for that to happen.
For pickleball? Yeah. We originally were talking about doing a pickleball at Viking Meadows Golf Course as a possibility. We talked with the developer. I think we're gonna kind of shelf that for right now. And if we do build pickleball courses or courts, put them all together in Booster West. Seems like people want a group of them together more than just individual ones, kind
Yeah.
of.
Well, I think they want to run their own tournaments and things.
That's a big part of it. They run some huge groups. They'd like to see 10 if we would build it, but that's not in our budget. But
Nate, can you remind me too, on that one, was that gonna be a 2-court? Or where did we land on that? Did we-
we're looking at 2 to 4 to start.
2 to 4 to
Kind
start?
of in that.
Okay,
It depends on what kind of cost we get and everything.
thank you.
And that's here at Booster?
Booster West, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the only place we have really available. It's not real close to any houses, and we have parking available. We have space,
Okay.
so.
It's kind of flat there already from
Yep.
the tractor poles.
Yep.
Is there space enough to expand it in the future?
Yes, yep. The only negative part is it's a little bit of a walk from the parking lot over to the court. You have to kind of go around the skateboard park and the playground. It's kind of the area we're looking at. But it's about as good as we can do.
You can warm up then.
Yep,
Yeah.
The
Stretch
equipment
anyway.
is light.
yep,
Right. Just a paddle and a ball.
yep.
Isn't it a wiffle? I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost like a wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is,
That's really light.
Yeah.
Mhm.
On the second page there is the park maintenance budget. We're at 72%, going into the last quarter of the year though, so we should be okay. A few of the items are over, but a lot of them are underneath still. I'm not too concerned. We don't have any big worries in that budget at all.
Good. Excellent. Barring snow, right?
Barring hauling snowstorms again, yep.
And how did our part-time employees work out?
We had 2 excellent ones this year,
Oh, good.
yep.
Were they interested in staying to, because I see we need people for the ice arena.
Both of them were going to school, so it's kind of difficult for them. One of them's actually a teacher, so he teaches in the fall and through the winter time. But
Oh.
we do have 5 seasonals right now at the ice arena. We're kind of looking for one more if anybody knows of anybody. I'd like to have 6 there just to kind of give some flexibility, because sometimes some of the shifts have 2 guys working for some of the bigger games, high school games, and the outlaw junior team that's been playing there.
How is that working out?
So far, so good. Yep, they've had a few games, pretty well attended. Yeah, they've got their own locker room kind of storage area that they brought in behind the ice arena that they keep for themselves, so.
For your staff, do they have to have their license and be 16 at least?
They have to be 16. To get there, they probably need a driver's license. We did hire a young man who lives right behind there that didn't have his driver's license yet.
Okay,
He's planning on getting it this winter,
okay.
as long as he can get there in time and get a ride home. It's,
Yeah,
No
right.
matter how he gets there.
Okay.
Yep. We
Got
show them how to run the Zamboni. It's a lot of just running the Zamboni and doing cleanup, basically. It's pretty easy job.
Well, that would be the bonus, the Zamboni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Dri-
young kid
Driving the
doesn't
Zamboni's
want
fun. Everybody should get a turn at that.
The next year, Bob.
Well, maybe our next off-site meeting.
Yeah, you do it. You wanna do it?
Everybody gets to drive the Zamboni.
Oh, whoa.
We'll all show up to that meeting.
Yeah.
I'm up for that.
Me too.
Garfish in the arena, everybody shows up for those meetings. Any other questions on the,
Actually, it looked really good. I
Yeah.
was
Good job.
surprised, because normally there's some weird anomaly at this time of year.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Two months left in the year and
yeah, we're in
yeah,
pretty good shape.
looks great.
Good job.
And then we get to keep this money if we save it, right?
The city gets to keep the money.
Good answer.
Start all over again.
Yeah, goes into the.
Anything else on the park financials, guys? Nope. All right, item 5, park dedication and trail dedication fees.
So we went over this in the spring of 2023, but we made a change to the park commission and this, to the park dedication fees along with the city council to set a fixed rates for new developments for based on the number of plots in there. Before that, we had a system that was based on the value of the property. It was kind of cumbersome. It brought up some chances for disagreements and valuations and some extra costs that the city would incur. So we went with a flat rate of $2,000 per lot on single-family homes and $1,500 per lot for multifamily homes, townhomes, apartments, those type of things. They did get a discount if they had some public recreation facilities on site. And then for commercial development, it was just a flat rate of $2,000 per acre. We also talked about the trail dedication fee. We had that ordinance in our code that required developers to build new trails and sidewalks in every development, and the city hadn't ever really enforced that based on didn't think it was needed, I guess, at the time. So we looked at doing instead of having to make a decision on that, just doing a trail dedication fee, and the recommendation from the park commission was $1,200 per lot if they don't build the trails. That never made it to the planning commission because right around that time our community development director left. So the planning commission hasn't weighed in on it yet. What we're looking to do, based on some comments from the city council at the last meeting, is looking at possibly raising the park dedication fee and going forward with that trail dedication fee. The number they threw out was $4,000 for the park dedication fee for single family homes per lot and $1,000 per lot for a trail dedication fee.
1,000, did you say?
1,000, yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty close to what you guys said for that. I think we had 1,200.
Yeah. Yep.
So where would that money go for that park, or for that trail dedication fee?
So the trail dedication fee would require a change to the city code. We'd have to add that as a way to take cash in lieu of trail dedication or trail construction, actually. And we'd have to set up a dedicated fund just for that money, and it can only be used for trails.
You realize we did have a trail fund
And it was,
previously.
yeah,
but
and it was taken away.
It was taken away.
Yep, and that's a little bit different setup there. That wasn't a trail dedication fee. It was a transfer fund. So on our two funds here, this park acquisition development fund cannot be taken away. This is from developers. By law, it has to be used for capital park improvements or given back to the developer. Those are pretty much the only two options for that money. The park capital fund is a general fund transfer, so this money in theory could be taken out if it was emergency or whatever. The city council decided they didn't want to use that money for parks anymore.
So the trail dedication fee would
Would be-
change.
The trail dedication would be the same as the
Same with
top.
park acquisition.
Yep.
No, it's capital.
The trail dedication would be the same as the park acquisition and development.
Okay.
They would be set aside only for those purposes, or they would have to be given back to the developer.
Well, it'd be kind of disappointing to see it get built up again and then all of a sudden just disappears.
Yep, this would protect that with this way it's set up now.
We did have a pretty nice chunk in there.
Yeah,
was
we
a-
had
there was a big-
grants and all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
there's some of us that don't forget that.
Yep.
It's not that we're bitter.
It was $180,000.
$180,000, yep.
So essentially, Nate, we would end up with a third.
A third
fund,
line,
A third fund that we would manage.
correct.
The park acquisition fund could only be used for parks. The trails could only be
The
used
parks,
for trails.
the parks in theory could be used for trails too. That would still
Okay.
qualify for that.
Okay,
The trail would have to be for trails though.
okay. And then the capital could go to
Could
improve
go for
either.
anything. Yep.
We changed this, I think you said it or you were getting to it. Roughly, was it about a year-ish ago?
It was the spring of 2023, so a year and a half.
Year and a half or so.
Yep.
Yep.
And that went from a percentage or amount of the land value to this per unit, which makes it easier for the city. Do you have any idea in the last year and a half what difference, or, is it roughly the same amount we've collected, or with it being at the 2,000 that we're at now?
With the two examples that we've had since then, it's hard to say on the Viking Meadows one, because that one, they dedicate so much land. They constructed quite a few trails, a bridge. The bridge alone was $100,000 that they put in there. And then on top of that, they're paying $1,500 per single-family home, so that one it's hard to compare. The other one we had was a 20 unit or 20 lot development, and those were basically the same as before. Every city that I've researched around here does it this way with a set fee per acre. It makes it easier for the developer. They know what they're getting into ahead of time. The city knows what they're gonna have ahead of time for planning. There's no legal fees involved with trying to do different appraisals, that kind of thing, so.
Yeah, and I guess is where I'm going with it, is I agree with the structure that we have now. I think it's just a matter of what's that
What-
right
The
dollar
amount.
amount to
Yeah.
put per unit.
Yeah.
I look at some of the developments that the city put in, and if there's, I would say a smaller development, but yet smaller in the number of homes going in,
Right.
but yet they're spread out. It's hard to justify, we take, $4,000 per unit, and there's, maybe there's a small development, maybe there's only 4 or 8 homes going in there. Is the goal that every development is gonna end up with a park? And I'm all for parks,
Yeah.
but I don't
think so.
necessarily think that we need a park in every development.
Right,
Oh,
So-
that'd be a waste of
yeah.
Right.
resources.
So to invest that money and have more money and to actually finally have some money to actually do some cool projects and really develop and enhance the parks that we have now. I think some of the more dense areas, we're still gonna take in the same amount. Maybe we're gonna have enough money in those more dense, not the rural residential, but the more residential, the ones right along 65 here.
Right.
Where the people have the smaller yards.
Well, even like,
Then we really need to consider putting a park in there so that there is green space for a dog to run and kids to play a game of ball or whatever.
right. Because even when you have a farm where the families divide the farm up into different lots and build, houses, we're not gonna put a park in there, right? When they
Right.
divide it into 4 lots.
Well, we don't wanna end up with more deer havens.
Yeah.
Don't
Maintaining
get it.
parks that nobody uses that are,
Like Rod and Norma Smith.
real quick, does everybody have, I think someone's cell phone is close to the microphone. You get that ticking noise up on there?
I got mine on.
Mine is on the
Not
floor.
disturb.
It's gone
No,
now.
Mine's in my pocket.
no, it's still going. We've had to deal with that for a while.
It's coming from over there. Is it that microphone there?
No, it's a problem we have with our audio system. We've been trying to get it figured out for a while. Ghost in the system. Sometimes if cell phones are on the dais, they'll cause feedback to the microphone, but.
I guess is where I'm going with it is I am in favor of increasing it, but I also want to be fair. The developer is the one that's gonna end up paying it, but they're gonna
Right.
pass that cost on to the homeowner.
Right.
So that's kind of the, does this need to go, I know council brought it to us, but does it also need to go to planning commission or anything like that, does it fit with the vision of the city as far as the amount of development that they want and stuff like that too, so, don't get me wrong, I would love to set it high, because I'd love to have some budget to start doing some cool projects,
Sure.
so.
That's my concern as well. Are we going to discourage? Because what I'm hearing or seeing is maybe we're higher than our neighbors. Are we gonna discourage development to come in because of this? Do you
This is a
feel?
breakdown. I updated the numbers from when we did it in 2023 based on some of our neighbors in comparable cities. Ham Lake was at 2,500, Oak Grove was at 2,300, Isani was 1,500, St. Francis was 2,500, Forest Lake 2,500, Andover was 5,256. I don't know how they get that.
They're a little
Precise
denser,
of a
and then
number.
they've got the ice arena and all that stuff going on over the community center, so.
Cambridge 1,600, Blaine 4,894, Columbus 1,525, and Coon Rapids is 2,500. So
Was this from when you did the analysis back in '23, or is this current?
these are updated numbers.
They are
Yep.
updated, okay, thank you.
A couple of them went up. Some of them stayed the same, but a few of them went up.
Okay,
There is a legal component to this as well. There was a case, I think it was in Burnsville, where a developer sued the city. It's more focused on the commercial side of things, but the guidance from the league and from the other attorneys is that whatever money we are requesting for our dedication, we have to be able to show that we have a need for that, which we do with our park capital improvement plan. We have to be able to show that the money justifies projects that the city has planned. So that's one of the sticking points that our attorney mentioned, but I think we have that all covered in our capital improvement plan. We're always falling short on our projects
Sure.
and stuff, so.
that makes sense.
The commercial side is a little bit dicey because they're saying commercial properties don't really contribute to park usage. The flip side is most cities say that it's needed for the benefit of the community that they're located in, so. The commercial side's maybe a little bit dicey on the legal side, but I think it's pretty well established for the residential side. You build the homes, you're gonna have families, you're gonna have a need for more recreation, parks, open space, trails.
Right,
It will go to the planning commission on the trail fee because that's gonna require a change to the city code, and then from there, we're gonna probably hopefully have it after a recommendation from the park commission. Then we're gonna have it in the planning commission on the 28th of October. I'll go to that meeting and explain. They won't really have to weigh in on the park dedication value, but we can just certainly get their input on it. It's just a change to our fee schedule, so it's not a really big process. It won't probably go into effect until January 1st if a change is made. So.
Well, I guess I personally am in favor of making a small increase. And we can revisit it again in a year, and depending on how it worked, we can adjust it again. But before I say that for sure, I'd like to, when you guys are ready, kind of just talk about the trail side of it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, do we want to be more specific on what we mean by a trail, or are we just going to kind of leave that open-ended for us to decide when we need to make the trail?
What, you mean like what qualifies as a trail?
Right.
We're taking, the trail dedication fee would be in lieu of building actual off-street trails.
Or sidewalk.
Or some of them are sidewalks, you know. So it would fall into those two categories of what could be built with it, is the way I see it.
So there was the development over this way that I think there was no sidewalks going in there,
No,
or
yeah.
was there
Which one?
sidewalks?
Stradlin's old farm?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where I said
Oh,
we need to
Stramlin?
put something in there because that corner's so dangerous.
I think there was nothing going, so this is a case where we would have been able to say, if you're not putting in a trail, we're gonna collect, if we were to move forward with this, we would collect that money to put into a trail fund that we could use
for that.
anywhere in the city for a trail. Is that correct? That's
Correct.
That's
Yep.
kind of what we're talking.
Yep.
All for that.
Okay.
So that would have been rural residential, so they would have been required to put a trail on one side of the street.
And our ordinance already says that, correct?
Correct.
So it would just be changed then to say that
Or the
you're
city
either
can
doing
take
that
cash in lieu.
or they're doing cash and we have the say of what gets done.
Yep, well, the park commission would make a recommendation to city
Recommendation to the
council.
Yes.
And city council.
Exactly,
Yep.
sorry, that's what I meant.
Yep.
So where's everybody sitting as far as the fee amount for the, not the trail, but the other per
That
unit?
was my concern.
Park dedication.
that
Yeah,
I-
the park dedication.
Are we discouraged, do you guys feel like we're discouraging it? Cause to me, it seems like we're a little high.
I know the last time we based it on surrounding areas, so we had
Correct.
looked at St.
Yep.
Francis and Oak Grove.
And we kinda tried to, as I remember.
We kinda went in the
were kinda
middle.
Looking at Ham Lake, Izani. We maybe wanted to be more in line with Ham Lake, but Izani is our neighbor.
Well, 4,000, I think, is a pretty significant increase
Increase,
compared to the neighbors
right.
around us, other than Cambridge, or I'm sorry, Blaine and Andover, which
Right.
probably have a lot more to offer
They
at this
have, like,
point than we do.
Quite a bit more people that they're
Yeah.
Well,
serving.
And the demand is much higher too,
Mhm.
probably, at this point.
Do you know if those cities also have a trail ordinance?
Andover does, Ramsey does. The other ones I do not think have a trail fee.
Fee.
They require trails to be built in certain areas.
So do you think that they built in their trail fee into their park dedication?
Yeah, like Blaine
fees?
has sidewalks in all their developments. Andover has trails in most of their developments.
Yeah. Especially
And
in
sidewalks, the
homes.
ones off Prairie Road and stuff, those all have trails built
Yeah,
in.
'cause some of them, they have the asphalt right next, or sidewalks next to the major roads.
Yep.
What if we were to just suggest raising it to 3,000 rather than 4,000? It's not quite as steep. We're higher than those towns that we're speaking of, but or cities that we're referring to, but still, it's an increase, because what are we at, 2,000? So it'd be
Mhm.
$1,000 per unit higher. Is that still too steep, do you guys feel?
That's
I don't
the
know.
number I had in my
Yeah,
head.
I don't think that's out of
It's
line.
not as extreme in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, we could always revisit it in a year or two,
It
you
can be
know.
reviewed every year with the fee schedule.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
The fee schedule is really easy to change. We just go through that every year. We could make a recommendation on that.
So if everybody is okay with that, where are we at with the trail side of it? Are you saying do that and not do a trail, or should
Oh,
we
no, I
also
think
do-
we should still do the trail.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
All right.
And I'm
trail
comfortable with
dedication is a good idea.
not knowing what others, do we know what the other cities might,
For the trail?
Yeah,
I
you
had-
just
They had
said.
it in the, I think it was like 1,500 and 1,600 or something like that.
Okay.
in
So we're
Andover
kind of
and
in line
Ramsey.
with that. I'm not uncomfortable with 1,000. I don't know what the rest of you
Do you
think.
know why, in our thing here, it said we decided on 1,200? Well, how did we get to 1,200 in the past?
You guys decided on that.
I think we were at 1,500 and we thought 1,000 was not enough and 1,500 was too high, I think.
So do we
Okay.
want to go back to 1,200, keep it at 1,200, or, well, we haven't ever really had that approved, right? So
Yeah,
this
that
is the
hasn't
first
actually
time
been
we're going to go,
Never been implemented.
but we're increasing the per unit for the single family. Do we want to go 1,200 and 3,000, or do we want to go 1,000 and
Well, the
I'm at
trail
the-
is a
I'm at the
separate
one-
fund, so,
what was that?
the trail is a separate fund.
Yeah, yep. I
But
know,
the-
I'm just thinking, because they're still paying, the same group that's trying to build is still going to pay all of this, right?
Yeah, so
the-
developer would come in with, they'd be end up paying, with what you're saying, if it was 1,000, 3,000, they'd end up paying 4,000.
Right.
Pocket.
Right.
1,000 would be dedicated trails.
But a chunk of the 3,000 could also be used for trails, correct?
Correct,
Right.
yep.
That's part of that park acquisition fund that can be
Yeah.
used and
That can be used
overlap,
for
so.
trails too, yeah. Mike, our finance director, maybe thought about even just combining it into one, just for simplicity. He was checking on that. We'll give that information to the city council once I hear back from
I think that would get
I'd rather-
messy.
I would rather not combine it.
I
It
agree.
would be nice to have our own
because
trail
We really have a
fund.
hard time getting trail
Yeah.
funding.
Right.
I mean, look what's happening to Baton, like, it's taking forever. Or John Anderson, even that little. If we have it separate, then we know what we have, right?
That short section on Baton that's done is used every day.
It
by
is, busy,
Dozens of people.
lots of kids on
Yep.
bikes.
And it just ends at 225th.
Hmm.
It just, it would be used a lot more if we had the rest of it done.
Right.
And there's a lot of young people that have moved into that neighborhood.
Yeah, our neighborhood too, all the neighborhoods are flipping
They're
now
turning over.
back to little kids.
Yep. But if we have a separate fund, at least that's something that we can look to and go, hey, you know, we've got this in our trails fund. Let's add a little bit out of the other fund and let's get a trail done.
Mm-hmm.
Cause we've been working on trails for 20 years and not gotten anywhere.
Wow.
Well, we got that little segment done on Baton,
Yeah, a block, well, a block and a half.
right?
I will say I've been back on the trails in Viking Meadows. That's gonna be really nice back in there.
But then we caught it early. That's the thing is we
Yeah,
need to do
and
it
they-
before these,
For people that live in that neighborhood, you're gonna have a really nice walk around the pond and make a nice loop. Like I said, they put in a bridge. It was $100,000 just for the bridge. Yeah, the bridge they put in is kind of what we need at some of our wetland crossings. It's an elevated boardwalk, basically. It's only, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 feet long, and it was $100,000.
Jeez.
Yikes.
Yeah, they're not
but it's
cheap
gonna
trails.
last a long time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Tim, if you have anything you want to add to our discussion, feel free. You know, do these numbers that we're kind of talking, the 3,000 and 1,000, do they kind of seem like they would work with what the city council had discussed at the work meeting?
Sounds like council discussed 4,000.
That was a little bit higher, actually. By all means, East Bethel is in a very unique situation, becoming a buffer between the country and the city. Because of that, there's no reason that 3,000 is a great number, don't get me wrong. I'd love to see it shoot for 4, because I'd like to see what this actual group can do with some money for once. Otherwise, we're not really going to be adding substantial amounts unless we start upping the price a little bit. Nobody wants to raise pricing, everybody wants to stay low. You know, they think this is the place to go, but East Bethel isn't cheap anymore, our land is not cheap, our scenery is second to none around the cities. And it's something that I think should be taken into consideration when we think of these fees. For example, if you can get around 0.8 to 0.1% of the value of the house, that's right in line with what we should be collecting. Now, these houses out here going from around 400 to 460. So when we start talking to $3,000 plus the $1,000 trail fee, we're coming right in, we're actually coming in a little bit less than what, if you look at the state statutes that are out there that have decided what we can charge and not charge, 5,500 would not be out of line for this area at all. It really wouldn't be. I think it's a dramatic jump that we shouldn't take. I think anywhere between that 3 and 4 is where we need to be, and council will support that 100%. We also know that this commission has been shortchanged a little bit, so to speak, from different projects that went on in the past. It's time to catch up. This is the one department that hasn't been able to catch up. And by doing some of these changes, we're really making a solid investment into our park system, establishing that money for our trails that we can use. you build a 10 or 8 home development out in the country, and you pay a fee like this, for example, say we want with $4,000 or $3,000. First of all, you're getting a lot that's almost a park, okay? And they're dedicating or investing themselves into this city's park. Whereas in our R1 areas are planned, where we need to put a park in. That's very crucial, you know, that goes into a fund, so we can use it like that, and it's a good fee. I don't think there should be any forgiveness in places that are gonna put in 150 lots, I really don't. I think they should pay what everybody else is paying, because that city, after they make the initial investment, and the city takes it over, the city's got a lifetime of maintenance that they have to be concerned about. And that's one of the reasons, you know, giving them a discount deal may not be the brightest thing to do at certain times. Certainly attracts them, but long-term for the city, it shorts this commission, and it might cause more problems down the road with the amount of maintenance that we have to actually do in some of these places. Just something to keep in the back of your mind. But I know council is very concerned with where we're at. That's why it was brought up. We'd like to see what this, you know, commission can do with the funds. We've seen what you can do with little funds. And the people who go to our city parks have nothing to praise for it. We'd like to continue that and make sure it's funded properly. And that's pretty much where we're sitting right now.
Cool. Thank you for that.
I kinda like the 4,000 and the 1,200.
4,000,
I know you guys
1,200,
are-
leave the 1,200 as is?
Yeah.
Should we
I-
up it to
there's
15
No
then?
reason, well, we could up it to 1,500 too. I don't think there's any reason to roll it back.
We know people want the trails. That's all I hear about when I talk to people when I'm out and about.
I hear it a lot. They want the trails, but they don't wanna pay for them.
Right, well, who wants to pay for groceries? Nobody.
But for sure, the trail fund should not roll back.
So is there any concern about overpricing from the city council's thoughts or comments? Or?
As of right now, the council people that I've talked to, no, we think we're extremely low. In fact, 55 for rural residential and 45 for R1 would not be off the board by any means. Now, personally, just because the Supreme Court says in this state that we can charge that much for it, doesn't mean we're going to. We certainly can, and we're backed up, so we're not doing something that's out of line with any statutes in the state. But when you consider our situation, we really are a buffer to the city. People want trails because they don't want to walk in the city. They want to walk out here. They want the bigger lots. They want, you know, there's going to be a change, and the change is coming. And by us just adding a little bit, I don't think we're pricing ourselves out of anything. I think those developers are going to look at those land plots that are available and say, this is where we want to build, and they're going to pay what the city wants, because they know the city's, it needs to stay very similar to what it is. We can develop the corridor, but our parks and our residential areas, they need to stay how they are. You know, and in order to do that, we have to charge certain things and make sure we have the money to do what we need to do to make sure those parks and trails are kept up. And that's why, you know, I don't think we'd be way out of line with that, even 4 and 1,500.
So I don't have a good feel for how competitive our neighboring communities are.
For the developers?
For the developers, when they're looking at areas
Well,
to
there's-
develop.
There's a lot that goes into that. Part of that too is open space.
Right.
And a lot of those communities don't have a lot of open space that's even available for development. We've got plenty of that.
True.
No reason to sell it short either.
No, I agree. I just am
Learning.
trying to get a better feel here.
Yep. We're just learning.
When we talk about like putting in a rural residential neighborhood, and we talk about a sidewalk through there, how much of that, and maybe that's where we came up with the 1,200, I guess, how much of that gets assessed back to that property owner, or how much per lot does that sidewalk cost, is what I'm wondering.
To build it would be a lot more than $1,200 per lot. Just
Okay.
looking at what we did over here,
Oh,
we went down basically two lots length and it was $22,000, and we did a lot of that ourselves.
Wow.
So if we take that trail money, for some of the smaller developments maybe or something, we would take the trail money anyway, we're doing a favor to the developer.
Right,
They're
they're
paying
getting,
less.
but it's also better than what we have been doing, because we haven't been getting anything out of it.
Right, no, I agree, I agree.
But
So,
when you compare to what it would cost at the time of developing, right? It would
Yeah.
be much less for them to pay the fee than for them to develop it.
Yes,
And same with
Yeah.
parks dedication, to give up 10% of the land is quite a bit compared to cash in lieu of that. You know, it's
Right,
basically a whole lot on a 20 acre development, you're giving up 2 acres.
right,
That's one whole lot, and what's a lot go for nowadays?
a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
You know, you always
A lot
can,
more than-
have, the developer donate the 10%, then the city sell that 10% back to them at lot cost. So it's gonna be way cheaper in the beginning for them to pay our fees than it
Right.
would be down the road.
right,
I think when we were doing the percentage though, the money was all over the board, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Those are
for the
much better
percentage
model.
of the cash, but you can also do like 10% of the land, so they have to donate 10% of the actual land for a park. For a developer, that's a big chunk of their profit.
Right,
So they probably would rather pay the dedication fees,
Well, they always wanna give us a swampland.
It's usually swamp, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they always wanted the
back
non-buildable
corner.
land.
Yeah.
They're like, here's your park right here.
sure.
Bring a boat.
so I guess based on all that then, I'm in favor of the trails being, I'll just throw out a number, $1,500. But I think I'm still hesitant to make too big of a jump in one short time. So I'm kind of at the 3,000.
Well,
for
what
the
if we
parks.
did 3,500?
I'd be okay with that too. But I'm also gonna say, whatever we do, let's bring it back in about a year.
Sure.
And let's be open to, let's see what effect a change has,
Mm-hmm.
and bring it back and plan on bringing it back in a
Yeah.
year to review. See what effect our decision had. Did it stop
If it's too high,
development
the
or,
builders will tell you.
you know,
That, they won't come.
No.
so.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I would think 3,500 maybe and 1,500 on the trails.
Trails. Mhm.
And that's
Compromise.
essentially doubling where we're at now. And we're earmarking it differently for trails and,
So are there any new developments in the works that we're thinking might even show up in the next year?
Oh, in the next year, yeah, I think there'll be some in the next year. I don't know of any in the next 2 months. So this wouldn't go in effect until January 1st.
Mhm.
Right.
I don't believe there's anything that's been turned into the community development department that I'm aware of.
Well, I can just say from my experience, single family right now is down considerably. And a lot of that has to do with mortgage rates.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You take a half point out of those mortgage rates and,
Could take off.
yep, it's gonna get nuts. But I can look at my own business and we're down both in single family and in commercial. And it all comes right back to mortgage rates.
Mhm.
Institutional, government stuff, that's, the money's been earmarked for a long time, that stuff's still going pretty good, but even multifamily started to slow down a little bit. So, we're gonna see some changes if the rates come down there, and it looks like the rates are gonna come down.
You get that in writing?
Nope.
so Nate,
Keep listening to the Fed though, and the Fed keeps talking about dropping the rate again,
Yeah.
so.
Be good.
excuse me, based on these numbers, do you need a motion on that then?
Yeah, I'd
and
like to get a
approval?
motion, a vote, and then we'll get that to the council for them to.
Well, you don't want me to move it because I'd be at 4 and 15,
So we decided on 3,500 and 1,500? so
I think that's a good
3,500 for the park dedication fee and 1,500 for the trail dedication fee. So I'm making a motion
With a review in a year.
In a year.
in a year, with a review in a year. And what else? Anything else with that? No?
And I can second.
All in, oh, no.
No, you don't do that part.
That's
Yes.
my job.
Sorry.
All right, a motion's been made and seconded.
I'm really tired.
Any more discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye, I
Aye.
can do that.
I think we see our next,
Say again?
Yeah. The next,
Next
Bill
year,
Zimmerman is right here.
Oh.
Yeah, you and I can change seats.
No, 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 no,
Bill, you might get out of it.
no.
Yeah,
No,
finally.
you do a great job.
Finally. Well, other than you guys, I'm the newest one here. Item 6, city council report and other business.
I was all prepared tonight to come in and talk about this, so.
Put you on
So
the-
your
put you on
work
the
is
spot.
done. So we can go?
Only thing is, like I say, I think you made a great choice with numbers.
Oh, good,
I really do. You made that fly.
good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Like I said, the zip line should be open tomorrow, hopefully.
Did you guys test it out?
We haven't, the cable's not hung yet, we were waiting for the concrete to cure.
Mary Helen's gonna test it out tomorrow.
I will.
She'll bring some grandkids.
We'll come over.
What else? We're doing a lot of our fall
I like
cleanup
this.
right now. We're shutting down the parks. The portable toilets will be removed at the end of the month. Ball fields have all been shut down, blowing out irrigation, so it's getting to be that time of year. We're hoping to have some playground designs for, if we do a November meeting, it might be the December meeting for Viking Meadows. I think I'm gonna invite the salespeople in to try and sell you guys their designs, so you'll have to deal with that. But
That'd be good.
we think we settled on $140,000. We just, that second edition was approved last night for Viking Preserve, so they'll have the park dedication coming in for that year shortly, so.
Oh, good.
We'll
Do we
actually
know,
the
have
money.
they sold a bunch of the property there, or are they still just?
There's two, so far there's two sold, and they said they had a lot of people coming through for the Parade of Homes, so they're putting in a lot of homes. They're breaking, there's a lot of basements going in right now, and slabs, I guess.
Viking Preserve is the one on
I
the,
keep getting them mixed up. Viking Meadows.
okay.
Yeah, Viking Reserve's already built out.
There's,
Viking Meadows.
there's another segment to that though too, isn't there, or not?
It hasn't been platted yet or anything.
Okay.
They're planning on it, but,
Okay.
yeah. No, Viking Meadows. Capstone.
Yep.
Call it that. But they put a nice like entrance sign in there. It's really nice landscape in there.
Yeah, it looks
so-
really nice when you come down 65 to see the big sign, but
Yeah.
they really need to take down the golf course
I was
sign.
gonna ask about that just now.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, I bet, especially
Well,
if you're
might
not from
get-
around here.
Might get people in the neighborhood there looking for a golf course.
Yeah, where's the golf course? Well, it used to be here.
Back nine is still there. The grass is about 3 feet long, but
Oh, is it?
You can practice on your chipping or whatever.
Yeah,
it's called.
right.
we started mowing the
the rough.
green space there. It's gonna take a little bit to get it kind of mowed down. It's kind of a hayfield right now, but I think that's gonna be a nice area back in there for residents
Is-
from both elements.
Is that what we looked at last time?
It's-
had us go
We had
look
that
at-
picture of the tree area, but there's a great big green space behind there. If you remember the golf course, it's the whole 9th fairway.
Okay,
Oh,
So that's all,
it's gonna be
bluegrass
nice.
fescue growing in there, and
Nice.
it's gonna be a pretty nice area.
Nice.
Some landscape trees in there and stuff, so,
Better than the swamps?
yeah.
You're all set to make winter ice, outdoor ice at the arena?
Yep, we'll be flooding that. We painted the rink this summer, so it's good to go.
Are we renting a warming house?
But
or
we don't
something?
have one line, the prices went way too high.
We didn't have one last year, did we?
No, we haven't had one for a couple years now. They can use the building, we have that open for them to, if they need to come in and warm up till 10 o'clock, so.
How's the summer coaching coming?
We've had 3 home games so far.
This is a-
We lost all 3, but
Oh.
they made a game out of.
It's a rebuilding year.
Yeah. Yep. The junior team. So yeah, that's all I got.
Later, one question.
Yeah.
About the Coon Lake Park, the basketball court. has a big area where the concrete is
Concrete's
sinking and there's getting to be edges, trip hazards, and that park is getting a lot more use. We're getting a lot more kids, I think, moving in our neighborhood.
A lot.
So I don't know when we need to talk about maybe doing
Little maintenance.
something with that.
Yep,
I think
I
we
don't know if we
I think we noticed that when we were there for a tour, right?
yep.
Yeah,
That
it's
it
been that
was-
way for a while.
Been getting
I think
worse
it's getting
and worse.
We
worse.
we
Yeah.
talked about how we could do something with it, but
Yeah.
nothing's
But
happened yet.
anyway, I just wanna kind of.
Either have to tear it out and report it, or, they do them, you can do that concrete jacking where they
Mhm.
inject the expanding foam underneath there and lift it
Which
up.
would
Yeah.
probably be cheaper than
It-
redoing the whole
It
thing.
usually
right?
is, and it does work pretty good. We did a lot of that on sidewalks and stuff at
It
our
works
factory.
for stuff that's low, ones that are tipped up, it's hard, you have to either grind
Yeah.
it down or tear them out and replace them. There's a little bit of both in there. So,
Well, Al's gonna have a lot of questions now because he just got voted in as president of the Coon Lake Community and Senior Center
oh, congratulations.
last
Is
night.
this a meeting?
Just for an interim.
Yeah,
Just
till
Just to
April.
fill out,
You have experience
fill
running
out-
meetings.
Oh, yeah, he's good at that.
Just to fill out the rest of the term, our president that was in place resigned.
When did that resignation happen?
Month ago?
Oh, a month ago, okay.
Bonnie,
Month
do
and
you
a half.
We're
remember?
meeting somebody down there to let us in to blow the sprinklers out tomorrow, I can't remember who it
Oh,
was.
probably Marlon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I had him scrambling down there this morning because I
He's
saw
our
your
neighbor.
mowing guy go by and I thought maybe it was the same guy. So
Oh. Yeah,
I
I'd be down
panicked a
there
little
tomorrow.
bit and ran right down there and realized it was tomorrow that he's meeting the guy, so. He'll
Mar-
be there.
Marlon and Al worked together for 40 years,
Well,
almost,
yeah.
We
Yeah.
still
been-
talk to each other?
at
We've been
Caterpillar.
best friends for,
He was the best
48
man at our
years.
wedding 45 years ago, and now he lives right across the street, so,
You
yeah.
guys are building your own little neighborhood.
Oh, God, it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Got your grandkids living next door?
Yeah, yeah, they live on the other side.
Compound.
Yeah. Somebody noticed the cornholes that we put up
Oh,
in
yeah.
the
Oh,
booster, but asked where are the bags, and I said, well, you can't have everything, like bring your own bags. Like,
We have some bags, but they don't seem to stay there.
yeah, I said,
Yeah.
sometimes things don't come back, so.
Oh,
Yep.
that's so
Yeah.
sad.
No, but now people are noticing that we're making those improvements, so,
Mhm.
when they have their picnics and stuff. Now they're hanging out longer, so.
Should be a lot of excitement around pickleball courts.
I know, I was
Oh.
thinking
Yeah,
of
I
that.
bet.
When
should
people,
be
And the
people have been
zip line.
asking me about it, like, is there gonna be a club, like, big, like, is there gonna be like a clubhouse? Like, what is it gonna
Oh,
be?
boy.
I go,
Good.
we're just starting out with a couple, testing the waters.
You could get a tent and put it up or something. Call that the clubhouse.
Is there a date for Fall Town Hall?
November, it's the Thursday of deer hunting.
No,
Whoa.
it'll be well attended.
What is it?
Is it the 13th, I think?
Town hall meeting.
13th, yeah.
Better have yours bagged first.
Well,
Anybody have anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. Any discussion?
I think we're good.
All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Happy Halloween.